I'm going to go to one of the questions here we got from a viewer. How will each candidate handle the tyranny from the NCSHP? So, speaking to your issues of or your comments on the government fighting the people, as it were. There's many organizations, bureaucracies within the government that don't really service the people of North Carolina, in our view. So, let's start with you, Shannon. What will you do to help rein in administrative tyranny from these institutions, whether it be the the NCSHP, the DHS, the SBI? Take your pick.
Let's ask the guy who works for DHS.
That's the reason why I threw it to you first.
I've worked for the federal government pretty much my whole life, whether it's inside the military or outside the military. And I countlessly see waste. Like, they just throw money. You have budgets, and if you don't use all the money in your budget, you won't get your budget again. So people will spend whatever it takes to spend that money and maybe a little bit more so that they can ask for more money. And that's how government budgets work. So when you start seeing all these little parties and stuff like that just so they can burn their budget money, you realize that there's a lot of wasted funds that are being cycled through the government. And you can't really talk about downsizing the government without starting with DOD, IRS, and all of these things. They're outside our state scope. But when they're operating inside our state, I believe it's up to the governor to protect the people against federal overreach as well.
Gotcha. Well said. And we'll go to you, Mike. What would you do as governor to push back against these bureaucracies that seek to impose their will upon the people, whether they want it or not?
Yeah, I mean, let's take a look at the actual one, the one in the question, right? The North Carolina State Highway Patrol, right? I think one of the things, and this is in my platform in the broader scope of police reform, but it starts with increasing accountability. Right now, the laws that the legislature put through are completely backwards when it comes to body camera footage. If you work as an armed enforcer of the government of North Carolina, that body camera was paid for by North Carolinians. And our current process is ridiculously backwards. If you want to see body cam footage in this state, you have to fight to have a judge approve it. And all the DA has to say is literally anything. Oh, it'll hurt their trial. And it'll be blocked. That's completely backwards. Any citizen, if they're pulled over for a speeding ticket, if I've talked to women who have been sexually harassed by officers. That should be as simple as asking for this body camera footage. If a judge is going to say no, they better have a damn good reason for why they are saying no. But the default should be to release it. And I think that you need to look through every organization, whether it's the Highway Patrol, DHS, or any of these organizations, and find how do we make them more transparent? Because sunlight is the best disinfectant. And whatever you need to do to put safeguards in place to make sure we have enough problem with regular people creating problems in society. If government is to exist, it should be to fix these things. Instead, we have a government that's literally causing more problems. If they're going to cause problems, we need to put safeguards in place. Body cam footage should be open. It should be as simple as asking. You shouldn't have to raise $30,000 and have a legal fight just to prove that you were abused by your government. If there's video evidence of the government abusing people, you need to take it there. And then you need to hold, whether it's the Highway Patrol, a local police department, or any other government agency, you need to expose the corruption, own it, compensate the victims appropriately, and make sure that those people are never put in a position of power where they can abuse it again.